5 ways that Bitcoin could go to $1 million per Bitcoin. Yep, you heard me right. And these are very straightforward ways, very straightforward factors that could facilitate Bitcoin going that high. We all know Bitcoin's trading at right below 30,000 right now. In fact, let's take a look at where it's at exactly right now. It is at $29,504, actually 29,490. It's right there. It's about 2+% right now. So 5 factors. All right, here we go. So factor number 1, continued halvings. If you don't know what a halving is, here you go. Okay, halving is the algorithmic event that cuts the previous reward for mining Bitcoin in half, thus reducing the amount of Bitcoin in circulation and increasing demand, which in turn drives the price up. And the next Bitcoin halving which is the 4th halving, is set to take place in May, kind of April, May, but probably more likely May of 2023. Okay. Interesting. All right. And that historically, with the other 3 halvings that have come before, has moved the price up dramatically. That alone right there, a halving event, the consensus on the street is 100 to 120,000 roughly is what will result out of this halving event for the price of Bitcoin. So there's factor number 1. This one's a big one, in my opinion. Increased institutional adoption. It's gonna happen. Look at BlackRock Bitcoin ETF. You've got other major financial institutions wanting to come out with their own ETFs. You've got institutional money waiting and sitting on the guideline on the sidelines, waiting for this favorable regulatory environment, i.e., clarity, regulatory clarity, which we'll come back to that. Okay, that's a biggie. But I think this one is massive. Institutional adoption will unlock trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars that will flow into crypto. And how does the flow work? Bitcoin first, Ethereum, then the major altcoins. That's how the flow of money works. Okay, so that's factor number 2. Factor number 3, this one, not so much for me. Wider acceptance as payment method. I think that this one will happen over time. I think the majority of people look at Bitcoin as an investment asset. So this one, not as much for me. I think that the ability to use it as currency, yeah, is part of it. But I think that overall, I think this one's probably really far down on the list to number 5 as far as kind of level of importance. I mentioned this earlier. Obviously, we talked about this favorable regulatory environment. Here's the thing, right? We don't have a lot of clarity from a regulatory standpoint right now. We have a lot of bad information, disinformation. What's the SEC going to do? What are they not going to do? Everybody agrees that kind of Bitcoin is viewed as digital gold and it's not a security and all that stuff. But what I'm talking about is regulatory clarity in the context that brings retail investors back to crypto. And I'm talking about this number right here. I'm talking about getting that number, the overall crypto market capitalization back up to 2, 3, 4, and beyond, obviously 4, 5, 6, 7 trillion. For that to happen, we need regulatory clarity. We need clear guidelines, which will happen. There will be pain, right? But that's something we need. Economic situation. I just talked about this. Really, ironically, I just really kind of went into this, right? We've got a situation where in the world today, there is overall this pervasive feeling of what's going to happen next. What's the next bad thing that's going to come out, that's going to be out there, that's going to hit me, right? And we have that out there. So there's a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And I think that Bitcoin being the flagship crypto asset that everybody knows about, money will flow into it first. Like I've already said this. But we need the economic landscape, not crypto in general, to get better. The average person out there, gas is still too high. Food is still too high. It's still too high to live. We still have inflation. Yes, it's coming down. All those factors. But we need the fear and uncertainty to leave the market, to leave the crypto market, to leave the stock market. We need people who are okay taking some money after they pay their proverbial bills and all that to put it into crypto. There you go. What do you think? There's your 5 ways that Bitcoin will grow to $1 million per, which I think is all possibility. Is it going to happen overnight? No, we're talking about years and down the road. But to me, that's cool. This paints a very bright picture for crypto, and I do have a very bright outlook and view on crypto long term. We got road bumps ahead of us short term. We'll get through it. What do you think? See you. Can Bitcoin go to $1 million? Drop in the comments below.